James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michael Studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub, I'm full of water. I stay hot tub, stay hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub, rubber tub and hot tub, rubber tub with me. Should I get in the hot tub?
Yeah.
Will it make me sweat?
Yeah.
Should I get in the hot tub?
Yeah.
Will it make me wet?
Yeah. Well. And here we are today.
Just fair warning, folks. We are sugar rushed to the hill.
God.
This show may crash at about 7:30, but until then, it's going to be something else.
Crashed a long time ago. Walked in the door.
Well, at least we didn't go up in flames. That's all I can say.
Thank you, Wildcat. Hey, anyway, Glenn, thank you for the donuts. We're not going to tell you where you got them from, Danny Donuts, but they were outstanding. I mean, golly, there's some good donuts, man.
Yep.
And I've been eating terrible. Last night we had ate so bad. Last night was pathetic. So just keep pushing on. I know you won't give me mouth to mouth if it happens. Just keep pushing my heart though with your fist.
I can do that.
Would you do that?
Kind of stomp on you a little bit.
Yeah. do whatever you want.
Is that how they teach CPR now?
That's right. That's a new one.
Anyway, hey, great. The election. We got a new president. Thank God. And
Meet the new boss, same as the old boss.
You know what? Now it's time to everybody come together. You don't ever gloat. You don't ever, rub it in because people have feelings. So we don't do that here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Wait, what show am I on?
But anyway.
I'm in the wrong room?
Let me tell you, yesterday, though, I found out my parents voted for Harris, and I'm so mad I'm not going to visit them at their gravesite anymore. So.
You're crazy. Oh, my God. Hey, what about, we got a caller? What about the committee, though? We got to talk about this committee.
I know, I was boy, that was a little strange.
Some of them, but we'll talk about it.
You're ranked number 2, but you're number 5.
Yeah. I get Oregon, Ohio State. Ohio State's good.
Right.
Georgia, okay, I get all that. But we got to take this. Let's take this call. We'll get into this.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to investigate this plot to screw the SEC over by the CFP now that I've won my job back.
Well, we're glad you're back. Let's
don't go to politics, brother.
We never talk politics here.
Yeah. Oh, no, man. Hey, I wouldn't talk about that Praxis scandal. You talking about Praxis? Praxis? That needs to be talked about. You got that's blaming the coaches for bribing the guys, the proctors for the coach for the Praxis, man. There's another scandal. We won't go there either. Let's talk about happiness, man. I'm glad you're back. Okay.
Well, I'm glad you called.
Well, me too. I'm glad I'm allowed to call after all. It's called Miller High Life, okay?
I thought are you still in the witness protection program?
I had to drop out. You can't do crime while you're in it.
Oh, okay.
They kick you out for it.
That's a West National.
That's in the fine print.
Is that a Joe Johnson here?
That's right. Thank you, Glenn. You can't come over there. I have been in Watkins Park Gymnasium in cowboy boots. That's how bad I am.
Let me tell you,
have not been.
We played the prisoners in the basketball game one time. You talking about scary?
Oh, they're always doing stuff like that in Tennessee. I mean, that's not a joke. My junior high had to play the state youth center to be like playing Mount Meigs in Alabama or the old Dozier school.
Yeah.
And they were dressed in orange too. That's no lie. That's not Spencer Youth Center did that. Nobody cares about that but me and you. Anyway, y'all have a great high school playoff season. I mean, I'm going to call you back, of course. But please, Alabama, beat LSU. We have to eliminate the fraud.
Not a good matchup.
No.
Oh, I can't believe. Do you really feel that way?
Yeah, I really feel that way.
You're scared?
Yeah, I am.
Well, Alabama's record over there is pretty darn good.
Well, nobody has a record like we do in Baton Rouge. And on Saturday night, Saturday noon, it doesn't matter. We usually win in Baton Rouge, but I just don't like the matchup.
Yeah.
I
actually kind of do.
I don't. I
got it.
Our secondary scares me to death. Our defense scares me. But I will tell you this. I'm hearing good things about how practice has gone there. So hopefully They play well. But now LSU's got that stud offensive lineman's not playing. I think they got two guys that are not going to play in this ball game.
Well, that's what you told me 2 weeks ago. You said everybody's thin right now. I'll leave you with this since Brian's there. Scared money don't win.
There you
right,
go.
Brian?
That's right.
There you go. And go Vols beat Mississippi State. I had to leave you with that, too,
Yeah,
Brian.
that's a heck of a win.
Whoa, Mike, do you hang up?
Yeah.
What about, I was going to ask you, if Tennessee loses to Georgia, and that's the only loss they have the rest of the year, are they still in? Because they're number 7 right now.
Well, they got to play Vanderbilt. They can beat Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt is a real game this year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt.
Dynamite. And also, the Arkansas loss just keeps looking worse. I mean, thank you, for not defending Lane Kiffin. But I'm also, this big weekend, isn't Georgia at Oxford?
2:30 ABC. Georgia Bulldogs roll into Oxford, Mississippi.
It's 3:30 where I live, but that's why it's good for me to call you. But anyway, always remember this: if y'all lose in Baton Rouge, you are a basketball school now.
That's right, baby.
Alabama.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
And you're not Auburn, thank God. All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye for good.
All right, let's go over the big results from last night. Coming in at number 1, Oregon. Their strength of schedule is 45th toughest schedule in the country. Number 2, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Their strength of schedule is the 19th toughest in the nation, according to ESPN. Number 3, the Georgia Bulldogs. They have the number 1 schedule in the country, the toughest schedule in the country. And they do. They're at Texas. They're at Alabama. They're at Ole Miss this week. Number 4, Glenn's Mighty Hurricanes. Number 46 strength of schedule.
I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid yet because
I'm with you. I worry about their defense.
I am too. I just, of course, we couldn't do anything with it. We can't play dead in the cowboy movie, but their secondary. Now they have a good front, but their secondary is a little suspect now.
I agree. All right, number 5. Texas Longhorns, 54th strength of schedule. Brian, this Texas, they got the 1 loss to Georgia, okay? Say they take care of business and they get beat on the road at A&M. Do they get in with 2 losses?
I think it depends how the SEC ends up playing out, who ends up getting in the conference championship, and whether that puts that team at 3 losses. There's a lot of things that would have to happen, but Texas would be one of the stronger teams with 2 losses to me that would have a chance.
Hold your thoughts on what you just got through saying. If you're a Bama fan,
that should be easy. I've already forgotten it.
Do you want to win out and then not even go and have to play in the SEC championship because you're probably in? If you're Alabama and you got 2 losses, you go play Georgia again or whoever, and you lose with 3 losses, are you out?
Not 100%, but what they say all last night, the path to victory is getting narrower. Yeah, it's kind of a similar kind of thing.
Do you want to go play in that game, Glenn? If I'm in, why go play it?
I wouldn't. But you know what? It's the money talk.
Then again, you give up
the biggest story going to be coming out of this year with this whole new playoff thing is going to be whether or not the conference championship should remain. Because you're going to see a lot of teams wish not to be in it. You're going to see a lot of things, a lot of arguments over, if I lost in the extra game, why should I not? You're going to have a lot of that this year.
Remember Kirby brought that up?
Yeah. And the thing is, now we're going to go.
But to be fair, then again, that's what we heard in 1992 when the SEC started their championship game. That and it almost. Yeah. It almost played out that way.
But it also gives them so many more outs where they can put who they want to put in there.
Sure.
Because now body of work, conference championship, let's go.
You penalize a team for making the championship and a team sitting at home not playing in maybe a weaker conference, or maybe another SEC team goes in over you because you lost in the SEC championship.
It comes down to who's going to turn on the TV sets. That's what it's going to come down to.
That's what I said the other day. I said yesterday, if it's close for Alabama or Ohio, some big name team like that everybody watches.
I'm actually a little surprised it's already 4-4, because the one thing I thought coming into this year was both the Big Ten and the SEC would not get 4. Both of them. I thought one would and one would not. I thought the ACC or the Big 12 would get 2. I still believe that, but we're going to have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, we still got 4 weeks to go. Let's get back to the poll. What poll? The big poll, the most important thing in our lives. The college playoff poll. Number 6, Penn State. They have the 28th toughest schedule in the country. I thought they played well. I watched the game. Glenn, I was in a little bar right off Canal Street watching the game down there, and so it probably holds about 20 people, maybe at the most. 20, 25, something.
Was it a good spot laying on the floor looking up at the
no,
TV?
my God. Listen, they're the only place in the French Quarter that I know that have that many TVs in there. They had they're smart. They on every network. And they have that Big Ten packet. They had every game on you could possibly watch. And I watched Auburn in there. They were Penn State, Ohio State fans in there, and they were getting after it. They were having a good time. But that was a really good game. Ohio State's quarterback fumbles the ball out of the end zone. Penn State throws an interception down to the goal line, so it kind of balanced out there. But that was a good game.
Yeah, well,
really enjoyed watching that game.
Again, the last place selection he has. Right there
you go.
I mean, he does it all the time against Ohio State.
He did well.
You know what I'm saying?
He always does that against somebody. Number 7, the Tennessee Volunteers. Their strength of schedule is 33rd. And number 8, Indiana. Give them credit, man. They're
Indiana.
They're blowing. You know what? You can't. They're blowing people out. They're not just winning. They're blowing people out. Now they got Ohio State. What, in 2 weeks? I think they got them in 2 weeks.
Well, they've been
or 3 weeks.
But the thing is, they're still winning big. It's not,
So we'll see. All right, number 10. I think Notre Dame's good. I know how I usually badmouth them. I think they're pretty good this year. Number 10, Notre Dame, and their strength of schedule 75th. Number 11, Alabama Crimson Tide. Their strength of schedule is 11th. That loss to Vandy. I think Vandy's ranked in all the polls right now.
It was the top 25.
Yeah, so at least they was a top 25 loss. And then 12 is Boise State. Their strength of schedule is 59th. What do you guys really think out of your gut feelings? What do you think as we go on through the schedule? Is the strength of schedule going to matter? Because you see some like, but Indiana looks like the eye test and all that stuff. Their strength of schedule is 103. Later on down the road, like you talked about, TV, who watches TV, do you really think that's going to come into play? I'm with you. I do kind of think that plays.
I do. I think it did last year. But the thing, too, is, Indiana is in the Big Ten, so it's not like it's in a weaker conference. They're in the Big. So the next.
They beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
Hey, they play them close.
Probably the most likely scenario would be Indiana ends the season with 1 loss, with a tough, close loss to Ohio State.
They're in.
And, well, not necessarily because of that strength of schedule. Now, it will get better because they play Michigan and Ohio State coming up before they finish the season with Purdue. But they're the kind of team that normally I would say the strength of schedule will come in when comparing teams with the same amount of losses. But if it's so bad, if it's so much further behind a team with 2 losses, Indiana's the kind of team that could be left by the wayside because exactly what y'all been talking about. Indiana's not drawing a lot of television sets. So to me, they're the one that could be a little bit iffy in this whole thing. The other one could be, the spoiler in the mix could be the SMU scenario. So, we'll have to see. If SMU runs the table and beats Miami, you might have Miami and SMU get in, and that would be how the ACC gets to. So I don't know. It's a lot left to be done for sure.
Yeah, and SMU's pretty good. Here we go. Number 13th, we just talked about SMU with only 1 loss, I believe. 14th is Texas A&M with a 7-2 record, and then here comes LSU. LSU's got to win out, but they're ranked 15th right now. They got Bama this week. Their schedule's a little bit more difficult, I think, going forward compared to Bama's. On paper, if Bama wins this game, it looks like they should win out with Mercer, Oklahoma, which doesn't have an offense, and then Auburn. The way Auburn's been playing, you would think they're in. They win this
said that about
game.
Auburn last year and tried to blow that game.
Yeah,
so
no doubt. The only good thing we got Auburn is at home.
Yeah.
So, and Auburn's got 2 weeks to get ready for Monroe, so they'll get this thing rolling, hopefully.
Yeah, 2 guys rushing on the 4th and 31.
He's not there anymore. Let me ask you this. Did anything surprise you, Glenn, the way it was these top 12? Anything?
There's a couple of teams that, and I know they haven't played as rigorous schedule, but see, Army's undefeated, and so they're way up there. And you got some 7-2, or you got some 6-2 teams that are, are stacked in there from like 12 to 12
Right.
to 17 or 18. So I think some of those could move back a little bit. I know Clemson, they may lose out again, and Louisville could be the spoiler again on some other people. So I don't know. I think some of those undefeated teams should move up a little.
You're talking about Louisville. They played Miami pretty well. If their defense was done better, they'd have won that game. Of course, they didn't. But they would have. They've been sitting pretty right now. Anything shock you? What? Oh, yeah. I hadn't even paid attention. I'm sorry. All right, let's take a break. We got the day is a day. Wednesday. Let's go down and celebrate at J. Michael's restaurant. I tell you what, yesterday I went in there. It was the election. All the girls were dressed up in costumes for the election. It was pretty cool. And there are going to be a lot of happy people down there. J. Michael's restaurant, the best seafood, the coldest beer. The end of the day is world famous Glenn Manley spaghetti. Go down there and check it out. It's going to be unbelievable. Glenn will be there signing autographs. We're looking forward to that. We're going to put the bib on him, and we'll have a great time.
Bring the hose in.
Yeah, we've done it before. You need to come down there, Wildcat, and eat some spaghetti. Come down and eat with us today.
Go and hang out with you guys.
Yeah, come on down there, man. We have fun. If I might be
maybe after
asleep
my
by
nap.
then. I might go to bed right now here about 8 o'clock. We get Mark McCloud. Let's just let him talk.
Try not to snore when you.
Yeah. Hey, if you're having problems with air conditioning and cooling, all you got to do is call Stevenson Air Conditioning. Use local people, local company. They're there for you anytime. Give them a call. They'll be out there. They'll solve all issues. They do an incredible job. It's time to get it serviced right before winter. Get it serviced right before summer. It'll save you money on your power bill. That is Jason down at Stevenson Air Conditioning. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. Chuck Tucker, love you, brother. The guy does an incredible job. His business is expanding throughout the Panhandle of Florida. The elites using Mark Cow down 30, and they sell multi-million-dollar homes, and they all use South Oak Title and Closing. So should you. Another local guy that's going to do a great job. Locals taking care of locals. South Oak Title and Closing, #1. El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill. David, I hadn't seen him in a while. I got to get down there. They're wondering, will Glenn and Jim Bob show up Thursday for karaoke? And they know you're going to be happy with what happened last night. So they're really wondering, are you going to show up, Glenn? Is there a chance?
Could be.
It could happen. If you want to have a birthday party, this is the place. Everybody's having them now. El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill, right across the street from Navy Base. They got the best happy hour out there. Buy one, get one free. And he just gave me that look, so it's time for me to shut up. We'll be right back with Coach Brown. But you know what? We got to raise money for these schools that are getting ready to go. Mr. President, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for what you do. Congratulations. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your home for college basketball. ESPN Northwest Florida.
College basketball returns tonight. It's the number 11 Auburn Tigers hosting the University of Vermont Catamounts. Coverage coming up at 7. It's the Catamounts versus the Tigers on the Gulf Coast home for college basketball and the Auburn Tigers.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
War Eagle.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the east, light showers and 80. Some clouds and light sprinkles tonight, about the same at 73. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy much of the day, but with a possibility of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high of 82. About the same at 81 Friday, and we'll have mostly clouds. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Hello, this is Rick Vosser with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer, located at 2241 East Baldwin Road. Shopping for a garage, portable building, cabin, We build them anywhere from 8 to 16 foot wide, 10 feet to 60 feet long. We can do insulation, electricity, transom dormers, thermal windows. Come, let's customize a building together. Rick Vossen, Stormore Portable Building Dealer, Panama City.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michaels Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Beautiful morning.
Glenn, I've done my duty. How many years have we been doing this now?
You've been doing about 8, maybe 9.
How many years have we done it? 7?
Did you just say you've done a duty?
Yeah. Is this our 7th year?
Well, I mean, at your age, I have to ask.
Yeah, I just did.
Seven, I think.
Yeah, I didn't know for sure, but
But you know now?
7. So 9 years. We've been 9 years.
Yeah.
Golly.
Because you had it before you came into
I'm so tired right now. My shoulders hurt. My back hurts.
Carrying everybody?
Yeah, carrying the shows every day, 4 days a week, 3 days a week.
Yeah, 2 days. Yeah,
2 days.
You think you work 3 days a week?
I know that's
Whatever it is. Was that you, Brian?
What?
Did you just text me something?
No.
I did. I texted something earlier
Oh,
today.
that's Julie.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do have a phone
Dr.
call.
Ward will be calling in. I thought he was going to be sleeping in this morning, but he's going to call us. We got Coach on.
No, yes.
Okay, let's take Travis. Good morning, Travis. Go Gators, baby.
Good morning. There's a new smell in America today. The
Oh,
smell of
baby,
freedom.
Oh, that was sausage.
I thought the marijuana thing got voted down.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Oh, okay.
Lord. Hey, what did you think
Smell of
about?
freedom.
What did you think about this new 12-team playoff, first poll ever for the 12-team playoff? What did you think about that?
I think it was lame because Florida's not in there. I mean, come on, man.
Wait a minute now. So you think Florida should be ranked in the top 12 in the country?
I mean, what I think and what should happen are two different things.
Amen to that, brother.
Oh, Lord. Well, I tell you what, you're going to have a say in what happens because you got Texas. You already played Georgia. Florida's got a big say in everything's going on. Tennessee. I mean, yeah, I think back at how is Georgia's schedule tougher than yours? But they say it is. If they're
That's
number
not.
one, you got to be number 2. Toughest schedule in college football.
There's no way Georgia's got the toughest schedule. We play a gauntlet after them.
Maybe
You know,
it's
like-
up to this point.
Hey,
That's the only
I think
thing
it
can
is.
think
I think
of.
it is up to this
Even
point.
though, even that, I'm still not sure. But
Well, let's look. Let's look at Florida. You played number 3 Georgia in this ranking. You played number 4 Miami. That's unbelievable. And you also got this week number 5 Texas. You played number 7 Tennessee, and that's it. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
We got Ole Miss and LSU, and I know they're.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Ole Miss is number 16th in the polls. So
But,
it's crazy.
One thing I wanted to call y'all and get y'all's opinion on, and I know y'all don't really talk much at NFL, but I'm sure y'all seen what Jason Kelsey did with slamming the phone and all that.
That's the reason we don't watch the NFL.
What did you think about him apologizing for it, though?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't watch it hardly any.
Well, I think he did lose.
When they
his
started
temper.
doing the kneeling,
it's
I
nature of the
couldn't watch
beast when he's got a podcast now and everything. And it's Travis Kelsey's brother. They do the podcast. He was the center for the Eagles for so long. And I think it's par for the course now since if he wasn't in the media sphere, I don't think he'd have said anything, but now since he's got that and probably sponsors and things like that, I think they told him the best course of action for PR would be to apologize.
But would it, though? I mean, the only thing he was doing was standing up for his family. Like, the dude come up to him and called his brother a slur that, it was like, you just think you can come up and say whatever you want to. Well, let me show you.
But that's just it, is, in the media sphere, the public can do whatever they want because you're a celebrity. And, it's obviously ridiculous, but that's the game that's being played. It's all make-believe, and That's what
You
they
gotta
have them
stand
do.
for something, though.
I don't disagree. I think it was very predictable that they would have him go apologize for that.
Who had him go apologize?
Probably his sponsors and things like that. But
I told my wife I would have went on air and said, I've got nothing to apologize about. That dude is just lucky that I slammed the phone and not him.
He should have done the Conor McGregor, I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely no one.
Right, exactly. I agree completely. I thought when I saw him that he apologized, I'm like, man, that's your family. You don't step in and talk about a man's family. You just don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's your NFL update from us. Derrick Henry, in 9 weeks, hit the 1,000-yard rushing. He is the 10th player in NFL history with 100 career touchdowns. 10,000-yard career yard rusher, over 10,000-yard club. He's number 8th all-time with touchdowns. Marshall Faulk, I think, is somewhere near him, maybe tied with Marshall Faulk. Emmitt Smith has the leader of all-time touchdown rushings with 164. Do you think there's any way Derrick Henry, you guys listen, any way Derrick Henry can get to 164 at his age? He's got, right now, 100. That's 64 more touchdowns. I don't know if anybody will break that record.
No, he could get to 125, maybe 130, but that's probably it.
Yeah. Glenn?
I don't know if you can or not, but if you just keep him, and when you get down to the goal line, just let him run it.
Yeah, but in the NFL to get another 64. Emmitt was unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Emmitt Smith, that I don't know if anybody ever break that record. That's our NFL. I don't really care about talking about the NFL. We deal in college, and we will talk about it.
Yeah, we deal with the guys who don't get paid. Oh wait,
they don't sit out. Oh wait,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think Emmitt Smith is the Gators' bad luck. He came to A&M, and not to knock the guy for supporting his kids. I'm not saying that, but he came to A&M and that game and wore a A&M jersey, I think, for his son.
Yeah.
And then he came to the Georgia game wearing a Georgia dad shirt, and we lost both of those games.
Yeah, but I get it. Your kids, I do the same thing. I've done the exact same thing he did.
Yeah, I'm not knocking the guy for supporting his kids. I mean, I would do the same, but stay away from Florida when they're playing that. Just skip that game. Skip that game.
Speaking of your Gators, what do you think, Lagway? I don't know what he can do with that hamstring. They say he could play. I don't see him being able to run. Maybe be able to throw the football. Are you hearing anything about what's going on at the quarterback? Of course, we'll have Mark McLeod on here in about an hour, so we'll know more about that. But
I don't know that Mark McLeod will know much until this afternoon. Even I know he's got insider, but this afternoon is where Pierce said Lagway's they'll have more info on Lagway.
And Billy famously gives out nothing as it relates to that. So,
but I think I don't know. I mean, I think just him throwing the ball gives us a bigger upside than Aiden Moore or whatever his name is. I don't even know. I don't want to learn his name because he's not really that good.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't think anybody really knows anything yet. I could be wrong, and Mark McLeod would know if anybody, but I don't think anybody knows other than the fact that he's got a soft tissue injury and he is not ruled out for this game.
He shouldn't be so soft.
Afternoon.
Well, you had your soft issue.
I still was able to kick. I was tough.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Glenn could do it, injured or not, soft or hard.
Here's the thing, though. You look, here's the guy that's the third string quarterback. Okay, how many reps do you get? Now you throw him in there, and everybody expects him to be.
Of course.
Right. Yeah, and so I'd hate to know I was in that situation. So.
Yeah. Well, listen, we got to take a break. We got right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, Travis, thanks for calling, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Go
Thank
Gators.
you. Go Gators.
All right, buddy.
Out the door, off the floor, go.
Go Gators, go.
Okay.
All right, you want that yard to look beautiful? I tell you, we can make it happen. Call Turf Pro Pest Control. Patrick come out. That yard will look beautiful. You listen to Patrick every Monday, 8:30 right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Pat, we love you, brother. Hey, I want some jewelry. I want some beautiful jewelry. I want a Trump jewelry bracelet. Where do I go?
Let me tell you where to go.
What do I do?
I'd like to tell you where to go.
Yeah, you go.
Coach.
You always do.
David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77 in Lynn Haven. Right now, just in time for Christmas, they've got a 25 to 75% off everything in the store. Go in there and make your own deals and talk to Russ and Amber, see what you can come up with.
And
David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
We're talking high school football. We got to talk about Taco Bell. All you Tiger Sharks down there, make sure you get out to Taco Bell. They're taking care of you. Take care of them. And they got DoorDash down there. All the Rutherford Rams in Callaway, get out to Taco Bell. We got 3 great locations in Panama City Beach. Taco Bell. Great people, great food. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Taco Bell. You love pizza, and who doesn't? We do. Paparazzi. Not only do they have great pizza, and they have a lunch special that's incredible. I always go down and take Glenn. We get 2 pieces of pizza and a drink. And I buy his other drink. And for $11 and some change, we all have a great meal. And Glenn never pays, as far as you know. Go to Paparazzi. Try the Paradise Cake. It's incredible. Try the Napoleon. Carrot cake. Everything down there is outstanding. Lasagna, spaghetti, everything. And they got a new bar in there. John's retired police officer, guy's incredible. Paparazzi Pizza right down the road on Thomas Drive. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason can, and he's feeling really good. Jason's really happy right now. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Go check it out. You'll love it. Try it before you buy it. Glenn, you always go down 23rd Street, right?
I do.
I'm on Pier Park and have a great time down there with Kay. I like Kay. All right, we'll be right back. Dr. Ward, where are you? 104.3 ESPN Northwest for home of the Auburn Tigers.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
I think Joe Flacco had a terrible weekend.
Anthony Richardson actually had a worse weekend because whilst not playing, he got caught on national TV yawning.
Okay, which is worse?
Okay, wait a minute.
Getting caught on national TV?
Yawning or saying your team bleeping sucks?
Yawning.
It's the Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing the Lucid Stream TV. Get over 2,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch local network channels from most major markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Lucid Stream TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200 plus entertainment and news networks, or watch 10,000 movies on demand, including recent theater releases. Just $41.99 a month when you use the ESPN-NW promo code at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Lucid Stream TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Lucid Stream TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Lucid Stream TV logo.
Want to know the inside scoop on your favorite teams? From the gridiron to the hardwood to the diamond. For comprehensive sports coverage, it's ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
Bum, 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 bum.
Walking down the street
watching TV.
Don't interrupt, Roy.
I like I've always liked
God, what a can of worms I open.
He is good. I think he's excellent.
You can't put
Speaking of great, what do we got? What did Richard do for us this weekend?
Well, this weekend, of course, we're just coming off the Ironman and all the soccer tournaments. Well, this weekend, we're hosting 65 adult men's and women's senior adult softball teams at Public Sports Park and Frank Brown. Oldest age group is 70 plus.
Wow. Glenn, you could play in that one.
I could be the pitcher, yeah.
Thank you, Richard, for everything you do for Bay County, the Panhandle of Florida. Without you, we would not have the nice things we have.
And the bed tax, we really like that.
We like them beds. I tell you another thing we like. That's Dr. Ward. Let's give him a hand. Everything he's done for this community. Not only has he done great things for the community, he's a great doctor, and he's a great coach.
He is.
And he didn't coach long. I mean, why did he quit already?
Because he had a winning percentage. You don't want to leave it.
Go out in time. All right. Let's bring him on, the legend, Dr. Ward. Doc, how you doing this morning?
It is the best morning I've had in the last 4 years, fellas.
Yes, it is, brother. Yes, it is. I didn't know if he'd be up this morning. I thought he might be sleeping.
He's still up.
Did you? Yeah.
And hey, I want to just go right ahead and say it is the college football fans of America.
Yes.
That put Donald Trump back into office.
That's true. That is true.
It is people who love our country and love the values that we stand for and are sick of seeing men playing women's sports. Sick of all this dumb stuff that tries to get pushed. And when you see people like Kirk Herbstreit coming out of the woodworks to basically say, I support Trump. Patrick Mahomes' mother and wife, though Mahomes himself didn't do it, but he let his people do it. And this is, people who say Trump is racist, it was black men and Hispanics who delivered this win for him, and I don't want to hear that anymore because it's simply not true. So, and by the way, I put a big bet on Donald Trump winning too, and it paid off.
Well, congratulations. I'm happy for you, and I'm happy for our country. Now, are we going to be happy about, what time's that kickoff, 11 o'clock on ABC?
Somewhere in
We're
there. going
to be down at the Cajun place watching. Have you heard anything about Lagway? We'll have Mark McLeod on here at 8:30. We'll know more, but I got to be honest with you. I thought Florida, I didn't get to watch all of it because I had a wedding to go to. We were in New Orleans, but I did get to watch the first half, and I thought Florida looked good. I thought it would be a really competitive football game. If he doesn't go down, who knows what would happen in that ball game. What's your take on last week's game against Florida, Georgia?
Oh, totally. If Lagway doesn't go down, we win that game. It's just the drop-off from Lagway and our third string transfer from Yale. It was just too much to overcome. With Georgia, you can't just go 3 and out. After Lagway was out, we had several 3 and outs and gave them too many opportunities. But yeah, I think if you don't lose Lagway, you're in that game. Do I think Lagway plays this weekend in Texas? I mean, they say it's not as bad, but I mean, probably not. I'd almost rather not play him this weekend if he's not 100%, and give yourself a shot to beat Ole Miss, LSU, and FSU, and at least end the season on a good note and get yourself into a position to play a ball.
Yeah, and the Alabama-LSU game is a critical football game in a lot of ways. If the winner still has a chance to make the playoffs, probably will. But if LSU loses to Alabama, that's 2 losses in a row. The players know they're not going to make the playoffs now with 3 losses. Then they have to play on the road in Gainesville. That, if you're a Florida guy, I would think, as coach as long as I would have, I'd be probably pulling for for LSU, Alabama to beat LSU. I think that helps the Florida game. That's just kind of what I think. It's my opinion. I think it helps Florida because I don't know how motivated LSU players going to be when they know they're out of the playoffs and just lost 2 games in a row. So who knows? Who knows if it helps or not? But that's just kind of what I'm thinking. Hey, a guy, Joseph Goodwin, I think I met him, AL.com reporter. He writes for AL.com. Predicts that Lane Kiffin will replace Billy Napier. So a lot of talk out there about this kind of stuff. What are you hearing now, Doc? I heard he's gone regardless, but I think they've done a great job this year, especially lately. They're playing hard. The kids are giving great effort. What do you think now? What happens to Billy? Is he going? You got to win at Florida now. I don't care if they're playing hard or not. You got to win. What do you think happens to him?
Yeah, look, we got a number 50 recruiting class for next year. That is not acceptable at Florida. Napier is trying hard. His team hasn't given up on him, so that's all great. But yeah, I mean, if we've got a shot to land Kiffin, which I think we do, I think you just go out and do it. The good news is with Ole Miss, not being locked into the playoffs. We beating Ole Miss at home is almost like such a win for Florida, because maybe it lowers Kiffin's price a little bit because he didn't make the playoffs, and I think he'll come to Florida. I think Gainesville offers a lot more than Oxford does.
All right, I want you to think about. I'm glad you brought this up because I want your opinion on this. And I want you to think about it for a minute. You're at Ole Miss. His kids love it there. He's making really good money for the state of Mississippi and Oxford, Mississippi. They love him there. He could stay there for a long, long time. But you and I both know if you want a better opportunity, well, in the old days for sure, maybe not so much anymore because you can get 12 teams in the playoffs. It's not like it used to be. If Ole Miss has got a pretty good shot to be in the top 12. But I do get it. If you go to Florida, to me, it seems like it's a lot easier to get to a national championship and recruit higher level players if everybody's on the same page in Gainesville, like it was when Urban Myers was there, like it was when Spurrier was there. But it's not like it used to be. So it's not a given he would leave and take the job. I think he will if he's not in the playoffs. If he's in the playoffs, he's not going to leave and go coach at Florida. I don't think. Tell me what your thoughts are on it, and tell us why you think that.
Florida's just a higher prestige football school, and Kiffin's a relatively young coach. I mean, was he maybe like upper 40s? So it's an upward advancement, and he'll get paid more. We are, it's not like we think we're going to get him at his current price. So I think if Florida's ready to make the commitment that we know we need to make, and you do have what is, for sure a better historical program with better facilities and a decent NIL collective, which we're still working on, but we should be able to compete with anybody, and that's why I think he takes the job. It's not a horizontal promotion. It is an upward promotion.
Yeah, I just think the way the calendar is now, we got the early signing days, early August. I'm not early August, but December. The playoffs start the 20th and 21st. If he's in the playoffs, I just don't see him leaving. If he's not in the playoffs, I do think he'll leave. I do with his ego. Yeah. I think he does want to be one of those jobs like Florida, something like that. And you're right about everything you said. But I do not believe he'll leave. He's in the playoffs.
Kiffin has been great in the portal. So Kiffin, we may not have the best recruiting class, but he can come in, work the portal, and put a decent team together for next year.
Yeah. College football has just changed so much. If he does take the job and you're in the playoffs, that would just blow my mind because I don't see him staying there coaching Ole Miss, and when he's got to go recruit and who knows? I don't know anymore. This is all new to me. We'll see how it plays out. Hey, Doc, we got to take Go ahead.
Real quick, and think about the future too. He sees we got this kid Lagway, who is an amazing quarterback, can do it all. I mean, great vertical passing. I mean, you also got to look at what you have coming back at Ole Miss and what you have at Florida. I think Florida's got some exciting players for him to coach.
All right, hey, Doc, what's the best way to get up to you? We all know skin cancer can be deadly. What's the best way to get up with you?
Give us a call at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonnefaire, Mariana. 5 minutes is all it takes to go look that head to toe and make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free.
Hey, Wildcat, you saw it last night firsthand. Dr. Mitchell came over.
Yes, I did.
And the way I couldn't get any food after he arrived. I mean,
wow.
I mean, I couldn't get anything.
That's funny. I couldn't get near the beer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really appreciate.
This is Doc. Payback, Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell, you get it for what you did to me Monday. But anyway, Dr. Mitchell does a great job. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer, you go see Dr. Ward. If you get some kind of injury, go see Dr. Chad. As a matter of fact, Mitchell went to Ward. How about that? He had some problems.
He was talking about that last night.
Bragging about that office over there. I've been to Dr. Ward. They do an incredible job there. Chad Mitchell, 25 years on the Bay County sidelines, a legendary doctor here in Northwest Florida. Any type of problems, call Chad. Make an appointment. Go see him. He does a great job. Also, talking about great, nothing's better. That Cajun place, I had chicken gumbo in New Orleans. I had chicken gumbo at the Cajun place. I'll take the Cajun place over 2 or 3 of those restaurants in New Orleans anytime. They do a great job. We'll be down there Saturday morning watching the Florida Gators play Texas. The best wings, the coldest beer, $5 pitchers when the games are being played, the bread pudding, all the desserts down there are outstanding. The food's incredible. That Cajun place on Thomas Drive. And I think Jen and Trudy are going to come in Thursday. I'm pretty sure they're going to come in, so we're looking forward to that. And if you're an LSU fan and they score a touchdown, not a field goal, but a touchdown, you get free Jell-O shots. Same thing for the Saints. Saints don't score a whole lot, so don't get excited about that one. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. When we get back with Dr. Ward, what does he have? What is his input this week on college football? We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
Okay, Cowboys lost. Here's what's troubling most of all. It's not just the record. Dallas wasn't overpowered. They were just unprepared. I mean, in the third quarter, the Cowboys were going to go for it on a 4th and 1. There's a penalty called. Too many players on the field. What are we doing?
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the east, light showers and 80. Some clouds and light sprinkles tonight, about the same at 73. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy much of the day, but with a possibility of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high of 82. About the same at 81 Friday, and we'll have mostly clouds. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Calling all art and craft lovers. It's time for the Fall Fling. The Women's Civic Club is hosting a juried arts and crafts show and sale, and you won't want to miss it. Mark your calendars for Saturday, November the 9th from 9 to 3 at Frank Brown Park Recreation Center. Browse through amazing handcrafted items, find unique gifts, home decor, jewelry, and so much more. Suggested donation just $1. For the perfect way to kick off your holiday shopping season, don't miss the Fall Fling.
Time to let the big dogs eat.
How about that answer by Georgia? To the end zone, touchdown, Georgia!
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Glenn's got his bell bottoms on.
That's right.
Love that. I love the Bee Gees. They're awesome, man. We're back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here it goes. I said it, 7:30.
Kicking me. It's hitting me now, baby. I didn't go to bed about 3 o'clock. I got up at 5, so I'm tired. I can't help it.
We figured you'd take the day off.
I thought long and hard about it.
He tried sweet talking Randy last night. No.
Yeah, as he went home and went to bed, yeah. He goes to bed saying, you stay up, but make sure you're up in the morning. Anyway, we got Dr. Ward with us. Doc, the big thing last night, the biggest thing that happened last night, of course, was the playoff selection, the top 12 teams. You see anything there that surprised you, anything upset you about the teams they picked?
I'll be honest, I didn't look at it one little bit. I was a little bit too focused on
There's something else yesterday?
What? Bigger thing.
Oh, my God. How can you say that? No. Let me go over real quick. Number 1 was Oregon. Their strength of schedule is 45th as far as football schedule. Ohio State Buckeyes, number 2. Their strength of schedule is 19th in the country as of now. Georgia Bulldogs at number 3, strength of schedule, number 1 in the nation. Number 4, Miami, 46th toughest schedule. Number 5, Texas, 54th easiest schedule. And number 6, Penn State, 28th toughest schedule. Number 7, Tennessee, 33rd toughest schedule. Number 8, Indiana, 103rd schedule, strength of schedule. BYU is number 9, 61st strength of schedule. Notre Dame, 75th strength of schedule. They're number 10. Number 11, and their 11th strength of schedule in the nation, number 11th schedule. And Boise State, 12th, 59th easiest schedule in college football. Something has kind of amazing that Florida has played the number 3 team. They get ready to play the number 5 team, and they already played the number 4 team, and they also lost in a really close game to the number 7 team. Yet Georgia has the toughest schedule up until now. I think overall, obviously, Florida, I think, has the toughest. What do you think about that? Are you okay with it? Do you care less? We got 4 weeks to go. Who cares?
Yeah, I didn't. There was nothing on that list that you mentioned that I felt like was glaringly bad. And again, with a 12-team playoff, if you're on the cut line, I mean, hey, that's the way it works sometimes. So, it's not like you got an undefeated team getting left out and not having the opportunity to win. So, if you're on the cut line, you should have won one more game, and you'd have been fine.
All right, I want to make sure we get this in. We're running out of time here. You were 7. Well, I don't know if that's right or not. It was. You were 7 of 12 last week. Brian, you only lost 2. You were 10 of 12. You won this past week. I was 9 of 12. Glenn was 1 of 11. No, I'm kidding, Glenn. I don't even have yours right now. No, you were 7-11, I think, something like that.
7-11.
All right, let's get it going, Doc. Ole Miss at Arkansas. I'm sorry. Alabama. I want to start with that one.
Good Lord.
Let's start with...
Be sugared out, Doc.
He's going for our radio Emmy today.
Let's go Washington at Penn State. Who you got?
Penn State.
Okay. Brian?
I think Penn State bounces back.
Glenn?
Penn State, yeah.
Penn State. All right. Maryland at Oregon. I think we're all going to pick Oregon, right?
C.
Yes.
Yeah, Oregon.
Okay. You got Michigan at Indiana. Can Michigan pull off the upset?
Indiana's going to outscore them, so
okay.
I go with Indiana.
Brian?
If Ohio State was next week, I'd be a little more worried. Indiana was looking ahead, but they have the week off, so I think they take care of business and Indiana wins.
Glenn?
I just like Indiana's uniforms.
That's thank you, Glenn. Purdue at Ohio State. Everybody's got the Buckeyes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be a really good football game. South Carolina's got a really outstanding defense. They just had a huge win at home. They go on the road, play in front of a little stadium that'll be quiet. Who do you like in this one? South Carolina at Vandy. Who do you like?
Ooh.
Oh man, it's a classic letdown.
That's
from
what
a
I'm
big
thinking.
Win, before, and Vanderbilt's playing well.
Just
So,
beat Auburn on the road.
Yeah, but South Carolina's been getting better and better. But that's a tough one. I think I'm going to take Vanderbilt with the upset.
Ooh, okay, Brian.
I agree. Vandy's been really good at home this year, and South Carolina's struggles are stringing games together. And so I think, I think Vandy takes care of business here.
Glenn?
Dynamite. I'm taking Vandy.
Vandy, all right.
You don't
Vandy,
know the
get
fight
that
song,
love.
man. Come on.
Nobody
all right,
does.
let's get this. Mississippi State on the road to Tennessee. What happens, Doc?
I would definitely take the under. Tennessee's not been scoring, but I think they have enough defense to win.
What happens to your school?
Let me tell you something. 30 years ago, I was at the game. We broke Todd Helton's leg, ended his football career, sent him to the Baseball Hall of Fame, and a young Peyton Manning got his first playing time. And Mississippi State, little 6-yard touchdown pass to Kendall Watkins in the fourth quarter, beats Tennessee. And 30 years later, that will not happen. Tennessee wins.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay.
But I was there.
Yeah. I'm going to take, I hate to do it, I'm taking the awful big orange.
All right, there we go. Oklahoma. This could be a good game. Oklahoma at Missouri. I don't think they can. What happens? Oklahoma. I think Missouri's quarterback is still out. I'm not sure about this. I don't know. What do you got? Who do y'all like, Doc? Who you like, Missouri, or do you like Oklahoma with no offense?
I like the home team. I'm going Missouri.
Brian?
This is a game Oklahoma has to have. I would feel better if it was at home, but I'm going to say Missouri wins, but this game's going to be a lot tighter than it should be.
The old Mizzou. Give me the Mizzou, zoo.
All right, this is a huge football game. We got Georgia at Ole Miss. Who do you like, Doc? I'd watch out for this one. 2:30 ABC. Bulldogs.
I tell you, man, I was not. I was not impressed with Carson Beck at all last weekend. I mean, he made some throws that
This is the same thing at Alabama.
Quarterback in Georgia shouldn't make. It's at Ole Miss, and if he makes the same mistakes, Ole Miss is going to win this football game. So I'm actually gonna pick Ole Miss with the upset.
All right, Brian
stole my thunder. I think I'm going to do it too. I liked Ole Miss earlier in the season with this one. The way it plays out, they're playing the best they've played all year.
Yeah.
And they have to have this game. The only problem is this is the kind of game Lane gets in his own way. He's done it the last couple of years. I thought they were primed to make a run at him last year, and they didn't. But in Oxford, I think they get it done.
All right.
I really do.
I'm kind of with you guys. What do you think?
Well, I think Kirby's got the great last name. He's smart, so I think he'll have them janked up, ready to go. So I'm taking the Dogs.
All right. Okay, you going with it. All right. Alabama at LSU. What happens, Dr. Ward? Bama's favored by 3. I don't like the matchup. Maybe I've heard practice has been going really well open weekend this week. LSU's got one of the best linemen in college football not even going to play. Who do you like in this one?
What time is kickoff?
At night. But it doesn't matter. Bama usually wins down there at nighttime.
Yeah. This is a really tough one, too. I mean, I could really see it going either way. I just think it's hard to win a road game against a good team in the SEC, so I'm gonna go with LSU.
LSU, Brian.
I know you disagree. I actually think Alabama matches up well here. I think LSU is having tremendous difficulty stopping the run. Alabama's starting to run the ball better. I think the break was tremendously beneficial for Alabama because I think Milroe was hurt. And I don't think that's been out. I think he's had the opportunity to get healthy. On the flip side, LSU's had that much more time to stew on everything that went wrong against A&M. Things aren't real good in there. Kelly's lashing out. I think Alabama wins this one fairly comfortably.
Ooh, I hope you're right. Glenn?
I think they got some problems at LSU. I think Kelly's putting the blame game on everybody.
Yeah, I don't think the kids are liking that.
I think Alabama wins. I don't know if it's going to be a runaway, but I think they win.
Okay. All right, Doc, here we go. Does Florida 21.5 point favorite? Texas is over Florida. I should just ask you, do they cover? But I'm going to ask you, who wins the game, Texas or Georgia or Florida? Texas or Florida?
Well, I don't think they cover, but I just don't see Lagway playing this weekend, and Florida will not be successful. But I mean, look, Florida's defense played their butts off against Georgia.
They're playing hard.
I think they'll get there. They're going to show up. It's not, they're going to give Texas a little bit of trouble on, with their defense. But they just aren't going to be able to score enough points to win.
Brian?
I think even if Lagway plays with a hamstring issue, it takes away a lot of what makes him him. Yeah. So I'm with Doc earlier. I don't think he should play this weekend. That being said, I think Texas wins.
Glenn?
Texas just barely escaped Vanderbilt, and I think Florida's defense is a little better than Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
If he puts in the famous prevent offense, slow the game down, I'm going to pick Florida to upset them.
Florida upset. Manly.
Oh, wow.
Woo, baby. We got some... Ooh, I almost said something bad. Good job, Glenn. Doc, what's the best way to get with you? Skin cancer can be deadly. 1 in 5 develop it. You have saved me so many times, and it didn't even hurt, as far as you know. What's the best way to get up with you?
Just give us a call at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Santa Rosa Beach, Watersound, Panama City Beach, Panama City, Port St. Joe, Bonifay, Marietta, or Defuniak Springs. 5 minutes is all it takes to save your life, and God bless America and go Trump.
All right. Great night. Great night. All right, buddy. Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you next Wednesday, 7:30, the legendary Dr. Ward. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Today is Wednesday. That means at Beef O'Brady's, we can get 10 wings inside for $9.99. The food is incredible. Go check it out. You'll absolutely love it. Love the people there. They treat you like family. There's TV sets everywhere. Pat is always giving back to the community. I remember when I was coaching, we used to go over there and do our TV shows there. Then they fed us. They took care of us. Pat Pernod is a great city commissioner. I love the man. Great man. And the people that work there are just like him, just good people, really good people. Service is unreal. So is the food. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Get out there and have a good time and tell them Coach sent you. I love those people down there. Do you want to get big, strong, physical? Do you want to look like Glenn Manley? We can make it happen. You can work out anytime you want. Anytime Fitness in Callaway. Liz is a veteran. She owns it. She does an incredible job. They're open 24/7. Get out to Anytime Fitness in Callaway and get in shape. And tell her you joined because you heard it right here on ESPN Northwest Florida, the home of the Mosley Dolphins.
Yeah, Liz took pictures of me. I was the before on the before and after. So.
You're sexy.
Before time?
We'll be right back with the Alabama
Round in the shape.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
Oh, I did want to do a shout out. I mentioned that we had gotten a Tom Brady autograph patch card in, and somebody heard us on the radio, and it's by. So ESPN Radio, they were listening to it, and they came to the shop and bought it.
Let's go, dude. Here comes Randy for the commission.
Yeah.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Hewitt Tire and Auto and Hometown Towing is a combination that's hard to beat. With years and years of experience in vehicle repair, foreign and domestic, name brand tires, and fair prices have established Hewitt Tire and Auto as a leader that folks can call on again and again. And if you need a tow, call Hometown Towing at 850-265-1562. Hewitt Tire and Auto and Hometown Towing, an unbeatable combination. Airport Road, Panama City.
Are you looking to invest in rare coins and precious metals? Well, look no further. Coin and Bullion Reserves is Bay County's trusted source for rare coins and precious metals. Located in the heart of Panama City, our showroom is stocked with a vast selection of gold and silver bullion, rare coins, and currency. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned collector, we have what you're looking for. Our sales staff has over 50 years of experience to help guide you through your purchase. Come and visit Coin and Bullion Reserves today and build your collection with confidence.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. He has a really low passenger rating on Uber. He punched a magician and started a petition to remove the penny from circulation.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
Is he sane? I have no idea.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide. Roll. I hope we roll. Hope Brian's right about the mighty Crimson Tide of Alabama. 2 weeks to get ready. Here in practice is going pretty good there. Kids pumped up. That's a good thing. How healthy is Milroe, we shall see. But he's going to have to play the best game he's played if we're going to win this ball game. Saturday night in Baton Rouge, both teams playing. It's a playoff game. The winner keeps alive their chances to make the college playoffs. The loser, I think, is going to be home or going to a bowl game. Alabama our Alabama Update is brought to you by the legendary Steverson Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime, day or night. You give them a call, breaks down in the middle of the night, you call them. They'll get out there as soon as they can. They'll finish and fix any issues you have. You want to get your air conditioning heating unit serviced about every 6 months. We do it right before winter and right before summer. It helps it run better. It saves you money in your power bill. If you've got an old one, I'm telling you now, bite the bullet, get rid of it. Call Steverson. Go with locals. Go with Steverson, the most honest guy I know. They come out. They'll measure everything out. They'll give you some options. They'll tell you what you should do. And listen to them. They'll save you money. Steverson Air Conditioning, number one.
You shouldn't bite bullets. Just
That's right.
PSA there.
Bite your fingernail and just do it.
Bite this.
Oh! Whoa, Wildcat. Wow. Come on.
Oh, give me another donut.
Hey, he's been up all night, too, now. Anyway, I can't. This weekend's a big weekend for me. I cannot wait. I'll have my TV on ABC, but I will be down. Are you going to be there? 11 o'clock?
Yes.
Brian and I will be down there. Glenn never shows up. We'll be down there at 11 o'clock watching Oklahoma and Florida, and all the other great games are on at that Cajun place. TV's everywhere. Great food, ice cold beer at that Cajun place. Wear your school colors. Come down and enjoy the game with us. Come on and say hello. I like it. We always have people speak to us. We like that. That game is going to be on ABC at 11 o'clock kickoff. At 2:30 on ABC, you've got Ole Miss and Georgia, which I think is going to be a great football game. And then at night, the big one, LSU, Alabama. This is the 14th time. I think it's the 14th time that game day's been there. It's the second most game that's been covered, the Alabama-LSU series. I want to say, I think it's the Ohio State and Michigan game has been more than this, I think.
The Alabama-LSU game is also the reason they had to put up a screen behind it, because one year Corso picked Alabama and they were throwing everything at him.
at Baton Rouge. Yeah. Anyway, and Bama, listen, Bama plays well. They used to be a saying, Bama doesn't lose in Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm. Summer home.
Yeah, they for years didn't lose down there. And they play well, night, daytime, it doesn't matter. So Bama's not intimidated about it. Anyway, the players are saying all the right things that, hey, we know what we're playing for, and they're going to be ready. We shall see. But I have heard practice has been going pretty good. LSU head coach Brian Kelly, this is what he had to say. This is the best football team we played so far. This is the most talented football team we have played. Their roster is the best we've faced all year. Who did they lose to? Texas A&M, correct? Yeah. Texas A&M. So anyway, they've had 2 weeks to get ready for Bama. Bama's had 2 weeks to get ready for LSU. I think that's a big deal for their defense. They had a hard time stopping their second half against Texas A&M because their quarterback could run the football. They had plenty of time to work on that. What happened to them last year in Tuscaloosa? Milroe beat them running the football. And he said last year we were getting ready. We didn't know really what to expect because that's the game he broke out and ran the ball more than he passed before they played LSU. So kind of not making excuses, coach talk, doing a good job. But here's what he said. He says Alabama's roster is outstanding. He said their offensive line, their wide receivers, the quarterback, the running backs, there's no weakness anywhere in their offense. He said, you look at the defense, their defensive line looks like the NFL line. Their linebackers can play. Their DBs are talented. This is a great roster. These are great. There's no weakness whatsoever on Alabama's football team. He also said they're coached extremely well. That coach has done a great job there at Alabama. Last time Alabama went in Baton Rouge at night was in 2022. They went down there and they lost the ball game in overtime. Let's see what happens this week, this Saturday night in Baton Rouge. I don't like the LSU receiver matchup against our secondary. If we do not pressure the quarterback and get after him, I don't think we have a shot. If we can get after him and get some sacks, we're going to be in pretty good shape. But I don't like the matchup. LSU's defense, 2 weeks to get ready to stop the quarterback run. I mentioned that. They do have some injuries to LSU. I think there's one or two of the starters are not going to play in the ballgame. This time of year, everybody's hurt. They did interview Alabama's offensive coordinator, Sherrington. I think it's Nick's his first name. He said our offensive line is going to be tested. There's no doubt about that. He said Alabama's offensive line has allowed, listen to this, Glenn, Alabama's offensive line has allowed 17 sacks so far. I think it's the most in the SEC. 17 sacks.
That's one game for FSU. So.
And this is what is even worse.
Think how many it'd be if we didn't hold 500 times.
And get the penalty. Hey, this is even worse to me. Alabama's offensive line also has given up 47 tackles for loss. Okay, that's like a run and play, losing yards.
Right.
That's not good, guys. That's not good at all.
I'm glad it explains these things to me. I wouldn't know.
And you got LSU's offensive line, or Alabama's offensive line, facing some really good, solid edge rushers. They got two good edge rushers at LSU. They got good linebackers at LSU. We're going to have to play, and he says we got to play effective football. There's no doubt about that. The key to the game, and I agree with the coach completely, is what happens on first and second downs. They cannot get in there and do what they did on the road at Tennessee, get penalties. Alabama's one of the most penalized teams in college football. That's a lack of discipline. And Coach Brian Kelly brought it up. He said our crowd has to be a factor in this ball game. They need to create penalties where they are jumping all sides, not hearing the snap count, and all those things. He said he's calling for LSU fans to do this to help them out. If Bama doesn't have good play on first and second down and they're third and long, I think it'll be a long night for the Crimson Tide. They have to be, I do think, this is what Coach said, and I agree with him, they have to be more balanced. Alabama has to run the football more. Brian pointed that out earlier. It seems like they're starting to run the ball now. We've got two great running backs that hardly ever touch the football, so hopefully we'll have a great game plan. Coach is talking about being balanced, and he says we cannot have penalties, no doubt about that. You cannot have penalties and turnovers get you beat quicker than anything. Anytime we went and played on the road when I coached, I always talked about we've got to win the defense side, we've got to win on defense, and we've got to win the kicking game on the road. If we don't have a shot. So hopefully that will happen. The kicking game, we lost our guy that Adams, that number 7, returns kickoffs. He's out for the year with a knee injury. I don't know who they're going to put back there. There's talented players to put back there, so we'll see how that works out. Milroe has to play an outstanding football game. We can't let him throw the ball 50 times like we did against, who was that, Tennessee? Yep. We've got to be balanced. We've got to run the football, and he's got to have a good game. He has got to be on if we're going to win this game. And we got to put pressure on their quarterback. If he's standing up and he's got time to throw it, he's pretty good. When A&M started hitting him in the mouth, like any quarterback hitting in the mouth, they don't play quite as well. This has been your Alabama Update by Steverson Air Conditioning. Now, If you have any issues, anytime, day or night, you call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll be there for you. If you got a real estate and you want to buy real estate, you want to sell real estate, whatever you're doing with real estate, there's only one guy you want to go with. For all your closing is South Oak Title and Closing. Let me say that again, Glenn Manley. Is South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker and his company is number one at what they do. They're expanding throughout Northwest Florida. Don't make a mistake. Don't go with somebody else. You go with South Oak Title and Closing. Just like J. Michael's today, world famous J. Michael's Spaghetti, the best seafood, the coldest beer, but Wednesday, lunch and dinner, world famous spaghetti. If you want Mexican food, it's El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. They have the best happy hour out there. You buy one, the next one's free. We're talking about house wine, draft beer, margaritas. The place is incredible. Birthday parties, that's where you want to have it, right across the street from the Navy base. And the legendary Dr. Chad Mitchell. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. This is his 25th year. He's just completed on Bay County Sidelines. The guy's a legend. We'll be right back with another legend, Glenn Manley, Brian, and Wildcat. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, your home for Mike Greenberg.
If I had a vote for MVP to this point, I would give it to Jaden Daniels. He has given them a belief they didn't previously have. He's had Heisman moments. He has completely changed the entire trajectory of an organization through this play and the force of his leadership and personality. My midseason MVP is Jaden Daniels.
Greeny. Weekdays on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the east, light showers and 80. Some clouds and light sprinkles tonight, about the same at 73. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy much of the day, but with a possibility of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high of 82. About the same at 81 Friday, and we'll have mostly clouds. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Dat Cajun Place is your LSU and Saints football headquarters. Saints and LSU fans, wear your team colors and score a free Jell-O shot when your team scores a touchdown. Only at Dat Cajun Place. Get $5 pitchers on select draft beers during all live football games. Catch all the games at once with the NFL package on 27 large TVs at Dat Cajun Place. And the best wings on the beach. The locals' favorite, Dat Cajun Place.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing people aren't saying a whole lot about, and I probably get in trouble,
but just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, Martha Kenny Jenner. James Garvin and that beautiful grandchild they have. Love those Auburn Tigers. Auburn let us down a little bit this past week. We were talking yesterday, like, is Hugh Freeze the guy? I mean, what is saving him, I believe, his record is worse than Brian Harsin. I think Harsin was, I want to say 8-12, and he's like 8-13, or maybe it was 9-13, both of them. But his recruiting is outstanding. AL.com, Glenn, Joseph Goodwin, also in this article I was reading about Lane Kiffin, he also went off on Deion Sanders. He says he is a better fit at Auburn than Hugh Freeze. This is my daydream for Auburn, to have Deion Sanders as head football coach at Auburn sometime soon. Freeze is not out. His recruiting is what's saving him right now. But in the future, I would love to see prime time. Look at the the ratings you would get. Look at the clicks. Look at everything you would get with Dion as the head football coach of the Auburn Tigers. I don't think that will ever happen. I just don't think it would.
That's just bringing his name up for FSU also.
Yeah, I would see him there more than I would see him at Auburn. But we shall see. All right, what do you got for us today on our awfully soft Seminoles?
That's one of the comments. But for the good news for FSU is that men's and women's basketball has started. So that's going to go.
Yay.
And the other thing is baseball.
Once baseball starts,
baseball and softball are finishing their fall season, so those are going on there. But FSU is, of course, 25.5 point underdog to Notre Dame. That's because due to that's FanDuel Sportsbook, and FSU has not won on the road at Notre Dame since 2003. We've only scored 21 points in one game this season. That's against Georgia Tech. The game will be on NBC, 7 p.m. Eastern, so it's on their network. The only good thing about this is, Notre Dame was 28.5 pick over Northern Illinois, and they lost 16-14. That was earlier in the year, so I'm not sure that's going to happen. But if you're on the field, you have a chance. So, you know what I'm saying? Now, there's this young man who, I don't know how young he is, but Kelvin Hunt, who writes for Chop Chat, said there's 4 reasons it's time to fire the coaches during the season. And the first reason is Alex Atkins, a line coach and offensive coordinator. He said you should go ahead and get rid of him right now because lack of offense, only 21 points scored here lately. That's the most we've scored all year. He's the offensive line coach. There's been no improvement or development in our lines since he's gotten here. One of the things he said they were so good last year is because Jordan Travis could escape and get away. So, that wasn't much of an issue last year with that. They think that he has an assistant there, Chris Thompson, who has experience as an O-line coach, and also he has sent several O-line people to the NFL. The second reason, then you should get rid of Adam Fuller, the defense coordinator. There's too many third down and long conversions. We saw that against North Carolina. Players are not in position to make plays. They're soft. They're not making. They don't have very good football IQ. They're terrible at blitzing. When they do blitz, they give it away, and the DBs play too far off on third downs and short situations. So that's one of the things. They said, that's one of the reasons. Also, then they want to get rid of also Ron Dugans. He's the wide receiver coach. So when Ken Coleman came out and told the recruits don't go to Florida State if you want to develop. So, the wide receivers, we don't have any on the chalkboard there for 2025. So, they have some of them, they've decommitted. They're soft on run blocks, soft on passing blocks, and they have way too many drops. That's just, everybody knows that. And the running back coach, David Johnson, has also wide receiver experience, so they wanted those guys to kind of double up on that. And then the other thing, the fourth reason is the fan base is eroded. FSU's battle-in collection depends on fan support. It hurts the local economy when you don't have very many people at home games. Money donated to players is not paying off. So if you're in the Battles In collective, are you getting your money's worth? And then fire may not help right now in the situation, but it will show people he's trying to do something about the issues at hand. So those are the things that are coming up with. Again, I'm going to have to support them because I'm an FSU fan. That's what you do. But we're going to see if they get slaughtered, which they might get slaughtered here. It's going to be really rough. So,
All right, I'm trying to make excuses for them. This year's schedule, I think, was tougher than most people thought. They played SMU. They're only got one loss. They're ranked 13th in the nation by the committee. They lost to them. They lost to Clemson. Clemson is in the top 25 and having a good year, better than most people thought. That's good. Then they've got number 10, Notre Dame. They got them this week. They also played number 4, Miami. Their schedule was tougher, I think, than people thought. and I look at last year's schedule, I'm trying to compare them and see which schedule, what do you think compared to last year and this year as far as just scheduling? Was this year's schedule tougher than last year's?
I don't think so, but, when you go back to last year, some of those guys that should have been in the NFL already stayed just to be in the playoffs. And so when they made the playoffs and they weren't picked, I think that's why they all didn't want to get hurt or whatever you want to call it. But right now, there's been no improvement.
Yeah.
It's one thing, Florida's on the mend right now. And so, when we play Florida this year, it's going to be a whole different story if we don't get our little ducks in a row. So we'll see our little Seminoles in a row.
I don't see them winning that game right now. But I go back, Glenn, look at this schedule. Georgia Tech has a good ball club. They're better than they were the year before. Boston College, they got the new coach. They've been better. Memphis is pretty good. Cal's had a good year. SMU's had a great year. Clemson's had a good year. Duke has had a good year. Miami's had a great year. Notre Dame is having a really good year.
Yeah.
North Carolina
they're now 5-4. They came up. They've won the last 4 games in a row.
So I think the schedule's a little bit tougher than we all thought. But that's not the reason they're losing, though. I mean, there's just something. They just did a poor decision in evaluation talent.
Yeah.
What else can you say?
They put too much money, too much stock in DJ Ukulele or Ukulele.
If you don't say that, what's the only thing less you can say is we can't coach very well.
Well, you don't go 23-3 in 2 years if you can't do something.
Right.
But the thing, too, is, I think, and I'm not blaming it on one person, but, the Cam Ward guy was playing us against Miami.
If you got Cam Ward week 1 at FSU, I think it's a totally different story.
Yeah, I don't think we'd be undefeated, but I think we would have a better showing on offense and things. But
how can the receivers drop so many passes? I've never seen a football team drop more passes than FSU.
True. Wide open. It's not like somebody's all over you and you can't bring it in the crowd. There's some games that would have been turned around and we just caught the ball.
I know.
For whatever reason, this group lacks resiliency.
Yeah.
And as soon as things started spiraling, and look, you could start with what happened last year coming in, then you hear all this great stuff. The offensive coordinator not being there the first game, I think, was huge because whoever they brought him back up definitely kept DJ in a tighter box than he needed to be. It doesn't go well. Players lose confidence. DJ loses confidence.
Didn't he miss 3 games, the OC?
And,
he did.
And so, but that resiliency to bounce back has never been there. And then things just spiraled out of control. But you also got to throw in all the injuries and everything like that. But to me, it keeps coming back to this just for whatever reason was not a resilient group of players. As soon as one bad thing happened, they were done.
Yeah.
And they've never been able to get it back.
Recovered.
I think that's why Norvell is so at a loss. He doesn't know what to do because his guys won't respond
to anything.
It goes back to when you get too many people that are not there because you picked them as far as the first year.
Sure.
And and the thing too is the culture's hard to go when you have so many divided people.
Yeah, so it's been screwed up.
But he's going to have to get out of it.
It was the wrong blend of a team this year.
Yeah,
and you just gave him a huge extension, a huge raise, because Bama called. And I'll be honest with you, I'm glad Bama didn't get him.
But you don't know if he's there with the talent. But here's the thing, if you got the Jimmies and the Joes, it's not too bad. But
it's his responsibility.
The thing I'm the most bothered with Norvell is we know coaches who say things, but they know underlying there's an issue. He looks generally flummoxed by what he's seen this year. That's worrisome as a coach. If you've misread your group that badly.
Yeah. Well, we can read the body language. The coaches, the players can read it. The coaching staff.
I actually feel bad for him because he looks like I don't know what to do, probably for the first time in his life.
Yeah. And I'd be honest with you, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do over there with everything that's going on. We'll find out later what all happened, how completely. I think it had a lot to do with the court. I don't know. Hell, I don't. I'm just making stuff up because I really don't know. Hey, it just makes me sad because you're 13-0, and we all thought they're going to be good. And this is Florida State, one of the greatest programs in the history of college football, thanks to Bobby Bowden. And now they're terrible, terrible. What was it now? 1-8.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
All right, FSU update is, and I'm sorry if it seems so negative. It's just we're kind of sick of it.
There's no way for it not to be this year.
Yeah, it's just
I'm still pulling for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want them to win, but it's just anyway. Newbies, want to thank John Sharp for the FSU update. Get out to any of one of four locations. The new one is a beautiful facility, that beautiful blue building over there in St. Andrews. Go check it out. I think you have a great time over there. And if you're over on the beach, you know we've got 3 to go to. Newbies 2 on the Curve. Go watch all sporting events. Head down to the mothership. And I tell you, Sharp takes a lot of pride in having great entertainers come and perform and make people happy and want to be there and have a great time. They treat you like family there. The people that work there are incredible people. Love them all. They're great people there. I know a lot of them that work there. All of them. Kathy, all of them are great people over there. Will. But get down and support them. They're always giving back to the community, John and Charlotte. Wonderful people. Love them to death. Go support Newbies, okay? Also, don't forget, if where am I at? If you love pizza, it's Paparazzi.
Oh, yeah.
John's got a bar in there. Here's another great man. He's a retired police officer from New York. He comes down here, opens it up. The thing is going through the roof. Paparazzi Pizza, you will absolutely love it. It's the best pizza you'll get anywhere. And Jason will be with us tomorrow. I think Jason's coming in tomorrow and Friday, I think. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make it happen for you. Skin cancer can be deadly. We appreciate Dr. Ward coming on every Wednesday at 7:30. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, there's offices throughout Northwest Florida. Don't put it off. Go see Dr. Ward. We'll be right back. Mark McLeod, please, Mark, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State.
Woo! Hey, wake up, man.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Dr. Bulldog in L.A., good afternoon.
This is why I like this kind of game. You got to have some hate in football. I don't hate Alabama. I don't hate Auburn. I hate Florida, Tennessee's a close second, so don't get it twisted being a Bulldog fan. But this is Herschel Walker versus James Jones.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Lucid Stream TV. Get over 2,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch local network channels from most major markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Lucid Stream TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200-plus entertainment and news networks, or watch 10,000 movies on demand, including recent theater releases. Just $41.99 a month when you use the ESPN-NW promo code at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Lucid Stream TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Lucid Stream TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Lucid Stream TV logo.
Attention homeowners, are you dreaming of a backyard oasis? Look no further than S&R Fencing, your go-to destination for quality outdoor transformations. At S&R, they specialize in crafting custom fences, decks, retainer walls, and all exterior construction that not only enhances the beauty of your home, but also stands the test of time. Their experienced team takes pride in delivering top-notch craftsmanship with a personal touch. S&R Fencing, locally owned, licensed, and insured, and a member of the BBB.
When he played football, helmets had not been invented yet. Players played both sides, and quarterbacks weren't afraid of needles. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
When you got 90,000 people all chomping at the same time.
The Florida Gator Update with guest Mark McLeod. Insider information you can't get anywhere else. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Gators! You've been waiting for it every Wednesday, 8:30 every Wednesday. the one and only Mark McLeod. Everything you need to know about the Florida Gators, and we've got him right now. Mark, what a great morning we're having here in the United States of America. Thank you so much for coming on. How are you feeling? Anything happening?
I feel fabulous.
Yes, sir.
I do. Yeah, Wildcat, you reminded me of something. I think we need to do a wellness check on Mark Cuban to see how she's doing.
Just don't be standing behind him right now. You might get run over.
Man.
Backtracking.
I don't know. We're up all night, about 3 in the morning. About 2 hours. We're all running about 2 hours sleep. So forgive us if we screw up.
Yeah, just talk for 30. Mark, go.
Yeah, we take a nap and let's
warned
go.
him when I called him.
Hey, we can do it.
Yeah, man.
We can do it. No problem.
All right, the big question.
No problem.
Quarterback, what's going on with Lagway? Can he play? Can he throw the ball? When you have a hamstring, if you've ever injured your hamstring, I did it one time, that's something you can't get over quickly. You can't push off it. You can't run. It'd be even hard throwing the ball, but of course it's not near as bad as we thought the way it looked at the game. And I'm telling you, Mark, I was in New Orleans. I got to watch the first half. Then we had to get down, get ready to go to that wedding. And I'm telling you, if he doesn't go down, we never know what would have happened, but I'm telling you what, Florida would have had a shot. They played hard. You got to give Florida credit for the effort.
Yeah, you really do, and you're echoing the same sentiments that we were talking about in the press box. The area where I sit, there's a lot of us that about half of it's Georgia radio guys that do talk radio up in Georgia, and the other half is guys from Florida, television radio. But that's the same exact things we were saying is, who knows what would have happened, but you got to believe there would have been an opportunity. And this guy's a quick strike, big play guy. Guys, I wrote the column post game. And as I said in my piece, I went back and looked at the numbers, and when Florida scored to tie it up 2020 in the fourth quarter, Aiden Warner was only 2 of 10 when he hit that 26-yard pass to Eli Badger that really got Florida into Georgia territory. And then they, I think it was 3 plays later, they were able to go in with the touchdown run from Jacoby Jackson. But I'll tell you what, for the past 3 years, it's been Georgia domination. This year, we went back to Freakville, which is the typical Florida-Georgia game. You can throw out the stats, you can throw out the records, you can throw out all that stuff. It just gets crazy. And, you're talking about a Florida team that, my goodness, you lose your starting quarterback and you're down to a guy who was a freshman last year at Yale University but didn't play, couldn't earn a starting position, couldn't earn playing time, came to Florida where he's essentially been redshirted. Carson Beck has 2 first-half interceptions. Georgia had 222 yards of total offense in the first half. And also in that first half, guys, even with Lagway in for most of the half, Florida was only 4 of 10 passing. Mm-hmm. And Florida led 13-6. Are you kidding me? It was just a very strange and bizarre, but yet usually typical, let me say that, Florida-Georgia game.
Yeah, it was a good one. I'm going to go back to Georgia just for a second, and then we got Texas to talk about here in a little bit. They have decided, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and share with everybody. We talked about it. I want you to say something now. They're going to play in Atlanta, and then they're going to play in Tampa. What's your thoughts on that? What do you think about this? Let's talk about going to Atlanta. Are they going to split the tickets 50-50, or is it going to be a home game for Georgia in Atlanta? I don't know that part of it.
I think they are going to split them 50-50, just like they do in Jacksonville. But you're right, Coach. There was no confirmation on that the day of the announcement. And really, honestly, I haven't really dug into it since then because we were all so busy getting ready for Florida, Georgia. Right. I don't know if anybody knows the answer to that. I'm sure they do, but I think, and we talked about it a little bit in the press box with the guys, and I think the general assessment is they believe it's going to be 50-50. But it comes down to this, in my opinion. Look, this was the city of Jacksonville, and the president's doing this. I mean, right now you just have a new contract signed. You just had a new contract signed to play in Jacksonville. Each school is going to get over $5 million. They also sell an unbelievable amount of merchandise, so it's a win-win-win for Florida and Georgia at that game. The boosters love it, being together and getting to hook back up with each other, and then even hook back up with some of the Georgia people. You see that. But I think the city of Jacksonville desperately did not want this game to go to a on-campus thing and have the talk be, well, let's just keep it on campus. They couldn't afford that. So they had a major hand. And look, Donna Deegan, the mayor of Jacksonville, she's in her first year. She did not want on her watch to see that game to head to an on-campus thing. She would lose the next election easily if that would happen.
All the money that's made that weekend is incredible in Jacksonville. What do you think, though? I mean, you think people enjoy it more in Atlanta? Because I think the Florida fans, especially if they've never been up there, I think most of them have. But that stadium's beautiful. The price of food and everything in there is reasonable. It's not bad at all. And it's indoors. You don't have to worry about the weather. Or do you think they're going to enjoy it more down in Tampa? Why Tampa, though? I thought it might be Orlando. What was the deal between Tampa and Orlando? What did you hear anything?
No, I didn't. But look, I like Tampa more.
Okay.
If you're going to go down, you go down to Orlando. Okay, you got the Mouse's House. You've got SeaWorld. You go to Tampa, you've got beaches, beautiful beaches in Clearwater.
Yeah.
You've got Ybor City. You've got just all kinds of things going on, and guys, you're a quick trip to Orlando. If you want to go to the Mouse's House, it's on that side of I-4. So you're a very short drive to get to the Mouse's House if you want to go there from Tampa. So I think Tampa is the ideal destination to me, anyway.
All right, Florida's defense. The last 3 games, they've had 8 takeaways. They had the interceptions last game. They've had like 3 interceptions in the last 2 ball games. They've been playing really well. What I like about Florida right now, they've gotten better and they play really hard. And they recruit. If he was recruiting better like at Auburn, I think he'd be in a better situation he is right now. I'm saying all this stuff to lead to a question. There's a columnist, AL.com, Joseph Goodman. He's already come out and said that Lane Kiffin will be the next. I think he said that. I didn't read everything. He's predicting that Lane Kiffin will be the next head football coach with the Florida Gators. What are you hearing? Look, if Florida, you got to win. They don't care if you got people hurt or not. When everything's said and done, you got to win there. They are, I think, happier with him right now. I still think he's gone. That's just me. Am I wrong? What do you think is going to happen?
Again, we all discussed that in the press box. That's why you go early. We get there 3 hours before kickoff, and we all get together and have a good time because we only get to see each other once or twice a year at SEC Media Days and here, and sometimes in the spring meetings in Destin. But if you go, but no, you're spot on, Coach. I mean, these are the things that are being discussed by media and the fan base alike. And right now, there's a real split, a real divide in the Gator Nation because. Look, we all had an opinion on Billy Napier 5 weeks ago, right? Mm-hmm. What a terrible start to the season with the Miami game, the Texas A&M game. They just didn't look right. They were dysfunctional. And look, guys, like it or not, he made a lot of promises in the offseason. We went to these Gator Club meetings, and he made a lot of promises to people, and they weren't true the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. Ever since he instituted that wacky Wednesday where they get physical, they get after it, it is a grueling practice. That team has changed, and you've seen him scale back the defense and simplify it a little bit. I think, right now you can't fire him. I mean, he has not lost the team. The team is playing their butts off. Those kids are really going after it. He's got a ton of kids injured. I'm sure we're going to talk about that in the next segment. But goodness gracious, he's done everything he can possibly do. The defense with Ron Roberts and Austin Armstrong, they've made corrections. They're doing everything they can do now. So it's looking good for Florida. But now you're staring down the barrel of a gun that is just nobody in the country is going to have to face. sound like Donald Trump. Nobody's ever seen it before. What Florida's experiencing right now, guys, nobody's ever seen it before. It's never happened. So anyway, there you go. You know, you got Texas on the road in Austin, Texas. Then you come back for LSU, Ole Miss. Goodness gracious! After playing Georgia, so it's a brutal road. And how's he going to handle it? I don't know. Joe Goodman, by the way, guys, used to cover the Gators. I've worked alongside Joe. He covered the Gators for a few years when Urban was there. And the talk right now, Coach, is you're right. It's Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, and we got to take a break. But you're talking about that schedule. You look at the playoff committee. Georgia is number 3. Florida just played them. They opened up with Miami, which is ranked number 4. And then this week, they got number 5, Texas. It is crazy. All right, we got Mark McLeod with us. We get back, we'll finish up and talk about the injuries. We'll talk about the Texas ball game. But right now, let's talk about Turf Pro Pest Control. Do you want your yard to look absolutely beautiful? We can make that happen for you. Also, I want jewelry. Where am I going?
You're going to go take a little trip over to 830 Highway 77 in Lynn Haven, beautiful Florida. The only jewelry store that's in Lynn Haven. I'm talking about David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
Brian, I think you want to wish somebody luck.
Good luck to the Mosley High School swim and dive team who's headed down to state in Ocala. They will be competing Friday. We've got a couple of girls relays and a boy swimmer, so good luck to them down there.
Good luck, you Dolphins. All right, we'll be right back with Mark McLeod. You're listening to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We are the home of the Auburn Tigers. But guess who we're covering this week on radio? The LSU Network. Saturday night, 6:30, Alabama at LSU. Be right back with Mark McLeod.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
We're up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Hurricane Helene.
And breaking weather as it happens.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the east, light showers and 80. Some clouds and light sprinkles tonight, about the same at 73. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy much of the day, but with a possibility of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high of 82. About the same at 81 Friday, and we'll have mostly clouds. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new 2024 Kia. You'll see why everyone is talking about Kia. The 2024 Kia will give you the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in a luxury sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia K5. Performance, power, and design built just for you. Discover the new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Bill Bird Kia, the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you just like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty.
Now back to the most dangerous radio show in the Gulf Coast. Coach James Hale. He's so dangerous. He doesn't even check his eggs at the grocery store.
Danger's my middle name.
I'm bad to the bone, honey.
2 tickets to the gun show.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest for an absolutely gorgeous day here in Paradise.
Just seems a little brighter.
Everything seems so much better today. We've got the legend. I think it's called Mark McLeod with us this morning. He does such a great job. Mark, Give us the injury situation, the Texas ball game.
Wow.
I'll tell you this. I read something.
Tell us who's okay. Then. Maybe that's a shorter list.
They had a thing and said this is Texas. Talking about Texas defense, they said this is going to be, or this could be, the get right game for Texas on the defense side of the ball. Talking about the quarterback. Give us tell us what you think. Give us a little rundown.
You're right. I got the same comment from a friend of mine who lived in Lynn Haven for several years, but has been in Austin for many years now, and texted me last night the same thing. This might be the game where we actually put it together, and because we need some help. In this game, guys, you had, of course, Jason Marshall Jr. was out at one corner. Devin Moore went out in this game after an interception. So then later on, you lost Jordan Castell, the safety. He went out with it looked like a stinger, or just for a little bit. He came back in, but you had Bridges in there for him. You had DJ Douglas on the field. Asa Turner, of course, didn't play. So Florida had 3/4 of their secondary out of that game. And then, of course, on the offensive side of things, you saw the big boy go down, our boy Damian George from Alabama, transfer from Alabama. He went down, came back in, tried to come back in, and was out. Bryce Lovett replaced him at right guard. You saw at running back, it was just a mess because right now, as it stands, Montrell Johnson, we were told, would probably be ready for the game on Saturday. He was in uniform, came out, worked out a little bit in pregame, and then was shut down. He didn't play. So at running back right now for Florida, Johnson should be available, you would think, this week. But Trayon Webb had surgery. He's the top reserve. He had surgery. He's out. So that's going to leave Florida. If Montrell Johnson can't go, that'll leave him with Jaden Ball, Jacoby Jackson, and KD Daniels back again, which KD's nursing an injury as well. So Florida's one banged-up football team. And, guys, remember you and I and Coach Manley had this discussion, when we were talking about the scheduling and everything, and the uptick as the college football playoff is coming on with strength of schedule and how important that's going to be, and it has been for the past few years. But if you're going to add more games, I know one thing that I talked about with you guys then was they're going to have to add more players. There's no way you can get by with 85 players. And, of course, we know they've done that. But, guys, that needed to happen like a year or two ago. They should have done that first.
Yeah.
Because right now you've got it's a shame when you're throwing freshmen and redshirt freshmen out on the field who aren't quite ready to play.
Yeah, we had talked about that back. And thank God now, and this is totally off the subject, but thank God they're giving more scholarships to baseball players because I love baseball, college baseball.
Yeah.
Mark, 21.5-point favorite.
Trey Wilson. Coach, let me say this real quick. Trey Wilson's out. Remember, I knew I missed somebody. Trey Wilson had surgery yesterday, too. So that's your top playmaking wide receiver. So, yeah, it's a bit of a mess at Florida right now. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. Texas, I think the last I looked, it was 21.5-point favorite. What do you think about that?
Yeah, the word is that Florida's going to borrow Manning at quarterback and see what they can do. And that way, you got two Ewer and Manning can both play at the same time. So, yeah, it's going to be something else. I mean, You've got. I don't buy the fact that DJ Lagway is going to be ready this week. I know Napier teased that, but Napier does stuff like that. People have to understand. Napier, he's going to throw some things out like that. But Aiden Warner and then the backup. It's funny. We were in the press box Saturday, and the guys are looking at me going, "Mark, even what some of the Florida guys, who's now the backup?" And I said, "It's Clay Millen. He hasn't even played. This is a kid that played at Nevada." Started his career at Nevada, then he went to Colorado State, and Colorado State as a freshman, redshirt freshman, he played, and he was the 2022 freshman All-American quarterback. But he hasn't been able to play, and he was beaten out by Aiden Warner, a redshirt freshman transfer from Yale. So it's a mess. You got walk-ons galore at quarterback right now for the Gators, Coach. It's just really that point spread. It's legit. I mean, I don't. Florida's playing hard, and you hope that they continue to play hard and that Napier doesn't lose the team here. But that defense is going to have to step up. You talked about the 8 takeaways. They're gonna need as many of those as they can possibly get set up in good position.
I want to go over this real quick. I don't know if I know you probably have, but the playoff committee, they also ran the BCS standings. If they used the old way, they used the BCS. This is pretty remarkable compared to what the committee came up with. This is the BCS. Number 1, Oregon. Okay, the committee. Number 1's Oregon. Number 2, Ohio State, BCS. Number 2, committee. Number 3, Georgia, BCS. The committee's number 3. Miami's number 4 by the BCS. The committee, they're number 4. Number 5, Texas by the BCS. The committee, number 5. Number 6, Penn State by BCS. By the committee, number 6 also. Here's a different one. At number 7, the BCS has Indiana, and the committee has Tennessee. At number 8, they have Tennessee, BCS. The committee has number 8, Indiana. So you can reverse those two. Number 9, the BCS standings, BYU would be there. The committee has them at number 9. Number 10 is Notre Dame on both of them, BCS and the committee. Same thing with Alabama. The only difference, the third only difference in the top 12 was Boise State is by the committee. SMU is number 12 by BCS standings. That's pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. I posted on Facebook, and you're right, Coach. It's shocking. It really is. I mean, it's shocking for people who, and we know these people who are so tired and angry about the BCS. But we've seen people angry about the selection committee too last year with Florida State. So, the playoff is going to help, I think, with a lot of these things. But again, just as you've said, you get down to round number 12, and you have some changes there, and it's going to be interesting because SMU looks awfully good right now. I can't say that I've seen Boise State, but I've seen a little bit of SMU, and they look awfully good.
Yeah, they SMU can play. They got a really good football team. How much time I got? 2 minutes? Okay. Hey, Mark, are you going to head out to Texas, or are you staying home for this one?
I can't believe it, but I'm not. I mean, Georgia's one stadium I haven't been to in the SEC in my career, but I would love to. I had every plan to go to Texas, but I'm just going to have to stay here this week, and I'll catch them next time if and when that is.
I'm going to just run it by you real quick. I think if Bama can beat LSU this week, I think it helps Florida when LSU goes there the following week. And the reason I say so, they lost to Texas A&M. They lose to Bama. They know their playoff chances are gone. And Brian Kelly will probably blame everybody else on the team and coaching staff. And I just think it'll get worse.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing about Florida. Remember, this year, not only the difficult schedule, but there were several teams, I want to say 6, who had a bye week before they played Florida.
Yeah, like Texas has this game, yeah.
Right, exactly.
And Texas, they didn't look good against Georgia. Georgia looked really good. Then they struggled with Vandy. Fortunate enough to win that ball game, but now they get 2 weeks to get ready for the Florida Gators when Florida's just depleted with players, so it could get ugly. All right, we got to go. Mark, thank you so much for coming on, buddy. We'll talk to you next week. Right. You be safe, and I know you're happy, and I am too.
Absolutely. All the best to you guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks,
Brian,
Mark.
thank you so much. Glenn, thank you so much. Wildcat, whatever.
Yeah, same to you.
whatever.
Brotherly love around here.
Let's go take a nap.
Yeah, that's all go to bed.
Yeah. Now you're talking.
I'm going to bed. I'm tired. You have a great day. We're out 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
This just in. Get the latest sports news, scores, and updates from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes action, live streams, and the chance to interact with your favorite hosts.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Join the conversation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Search for ESPN